Mr. Morales,
Present.
Dr. Castro, Mrs. Lopez.
Present.
Oh, I'm sorry. President Real Calleros.
Present. Is there a motion to approve this agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Hardy, second by Mr. Morales. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries 4-0. Are there any public comments pertaining to closed session items?
Board President, there are no public comment pertaining to closed session items.
We will now recess into closed session at 5:34 p.m.
we get security ready?
Calling back to order the Lynwood Unified School District's regular board meeting on August 28, 2025 at 6:21 p.m. Superintendent, roll call, please.
Mr. De Real Calleros,
Present.
Dr. Hardy,
Present.
Mr. Morales,
Present.
Dr. Castro, and Mrs. Lopez.
All right, tonight's flag salute will be led by, let's see, who should we have led to? Oh, we have the mayor here. It will be led by Ms. Rita Soto.
That's hilarious.
Good evening, everybody. Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Mayor Soto, for leading us in the pledge. Now we will go to item 9, Superintendent's report. Superintendent?
All right, thank you very much, Board President, board members, and our Lynwood community. Good evening. It's hard to believe, next slide please, but today marks day 12 of the new school year. In that short time, I know that we've already seen firsthand how committed our entire team is creating a welcoming and warming environment for all of our students. I want to commend every one of our staff, from classified employees to our district departments here, and our teachers and our school leaders across. Incredible work that all of you have done to ensure a smooth and happy return to school. I know that for many of our youngest learners who started school for the first time, our TK and K students, I know that there have been a few tears, probably some more from the parents than the kids themselves. But again, lots of teachers, lots of helping hands, lots of staff that are able to there to support. First 2 weeks, as you guys know, is all about laying the groundwork. It's also about establishing structures, setting expectations, reinforcing systems, and building those routines that many of our teachers are doing on a day-to-day basis. And again, for our middle and high schoolers, it's always those reminders of making sure that they need to get to class, right? That's part of the journey. Next slide, please. I also want to remind everyone that back to school night is underway last night. Big shout out to Abbott Elementary, Helen Keller, and Wilson for being the first schools to host families last night. These evenings are fantastic opportunities for families to learn about what's happening in their classroom, to really learn about more programs. Shout out to our community schools group as well, because I know that there's been no shortage of partners, community-based organizations that are able to provide support for our families and our students. And of course, the food, I'm gaining about 10 pounds a day, so by the end of this, I'll probably be 300 pounds. We hope to see more families to our back to school night events that are coming up as well next week. Next slide, please. I also want to make sure that the community is looking ahead. I'm excited to share that our Facilities Optimization Committee officially launches on Tuesday, September 2nd. We've brought together 16 dedicated representatives, parents, our labor partners, site leaders, as well as district administrators. It's really about leading this important work around enrollment trends, school capacity, facility conditions, as well as budget realities. This is all about making sure that we have recommendations around boundaries, potential consolidation of schools, and then again, also optimizing some of our facilities as well. I also want to thank Dr. Gretchen Jansen, our Assistant Super of Business Services, and Juliet Funes, who's our Public Information Officer, for their leadership, coordination, as well as their communication throughout this process. Their work along in the upcoming 6 months is really around all of this. Just want to make sure that you guys know that we've also received over 400 families and staff input through our surveys. And so we just want to make sure that you guys know that we're committed to transparency throughout the process. All of the meetings that we're going to be holding, that we're going to be held, are going to be live streamed on YouTube. And so if you have any feedback, we also have an online website that you guys, families, can provide feedback on as well. And next slide, please. Last but not least, I want to make sure that this is probably a surprise for all of our board members here tonight. I'm also proud to share that Lynwood Unified has been named a finalist for the 46th Annual CSBA School Board's Golden Bell Awards. And this is one of the most prestigious awards and recognitions in the state. Our submission, Transforming Family Engagement, Parent University, and Parent Affinity Groups, was actually selected out of a record number of applications statewide. I think it reflects years of work centered around partnerships with families, especially those that have been historically underserved. I want to give a huge shout out to our equity team, Dr. Patricia Brent Sanko. Yep. Jasmine Munoz, Fana Blanco, and Susana Solis, and the entire department. Just know that we'll be hosting a validation visit, which is either virtual or in person, and it's going to be before October. And so we look forward to sharing more updates with the board as the final review progresses. So this is a very good thing for us as a school district. So with that, that concludes the superintendent's report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Superintendent, for your amazing report. At this moment, I would like to take a point of personal privilege and allude that time to our Mayor, Rita Soto, who has a presentation for us here today.
Thank you, Mr. Board President Calleros. And good evening again to board members. And this is a recognition to welcome and recognize Dr. Patrick. And I'm not going to say your last name because I don't know how to pronounce it. Then I need to learn how to. Superintendent, Lynwood Unified School District, in recognition of your service as Assistant Superintendent of Technology and Innovation, and in celebration of your appointment as a superintendent, the City of Lynwood extends its warmest congratulations. On behalf of our residents and the Lynwood City Council, we proudly welcome you and look forward to a strong partnership in building a brighter future for our community. August 28, 2025, Rita Soto Mayor and Council members, also Maria Quiñones City Clerk and Liliana Delgadillo City Treasurer. And welcome and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be working with you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mayor Soto, again. I also like to add that you are making quite a buzz here in the community because I get home yesterday, my cousin, who is a student at Lynwood High, is home, and he's like, hey, I heard there's a new superintendent. And I'm like, yeah, there is. He's like, yeah, he's like, everybody's talking about it. He's a cool guy. And I'm like, oh, no, that's an understatement right there. You know, he's more than a cool guy, man. He's fantastic. I don't think there's a word in a dictionary that can describe you, Dr. Esquerra Rombungo, right? But yes, people are noticing, and I appreciate that you were out there to present yourselves to the community, not just at one school, but at multiple schools throughout the first day of school. So thank you for doing that, and obviously you're showing from the very beginning your commitment to our community. So we'll now move on to board member reports. Ms. Lopez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I really want to welcome all of you to this board meeting. Actually, it's exciting to see all of you. And my report is, as always, short, but we've been visiting the schools to see the status of every single school. And yes, we are not all there, but we need a lot of work, especially in the face of the outside, the cleanliness. And we are working very hard to achieve that goal. Even if we have to work as volunteers on the weekends, we have to do it because it's not nice to pass by the schools and see the dirtiness outside. And I can say it because everybody sees it. So we recognize that and we can continue working towards that. But the schools actually has what it needs. That is the teachers, that is the instructions, that is the staff. We really appreciate that. And with that, I'm just very happy to be back with all of you and with big dreams, welcoming Mr. G every board meeting because we believe that he's going to make miracles. Everybody's asking for something different. So we need to help him. We need all of us to support and make this district that the community be very proud. So thank you very much for being here tonight. I know that all of you have something to do at their home, but are here for some reason. Everyone, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. Dr. Castro is not present here today. Mr. Morales.
Thank you, Mr. President. No report from me.
Thank you, Ms. Morales. Dr. Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. President. For me, similar to what Ms. Lopez said, just want to welcome you all back to the school year. I feel like the summers are getting shorter and shorter. So just excited to see kids back in school and excited for what this year brings. As was said, people are excited to see Dr. Giddes Rabungo. I've been practicing that name, pretty good at it now. But really just excited for the new phase of leadership and taking the district to where we know it can go. Really hopeful for the future, especially this district right now being in the middle of the political winds. I feel like this place is definitely a safe haven for a lot of people. So want to remain as such in our endeavors to educate young people. Last thing I was going to talk about this, but I do want to share. I was kind of laughing with Alfonso, Mr. Morales, in the closed session a little while ago. And what I want to talk about is the need we need to do to emphasize our health. I had a health scare back in February where I had my A1C was 15. And if you know A1C, that could be deadly. It could cause kidney issues. My kidneys were near failure at one point. My blood pressure was at 200 at one point, and cholesterol was off the chart as well. And I felt fine. I had no symptoms, no issues, just going on day by day, just getting through life. I was stressed out because life is stressful. This job is stressful. But what it was a wake-up call for me, my family, for the way we eat, the way we sleep, the way we manage stress, and the way that we take care of ourselves. I just want to admonish all of us to get our health screening, whether you have insurance or not, find a way to screen your health. Be cognizant of what you're eating, your sleeping, your water intake, and make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because if you're not here, then you're not here to care for your family, your communities, and those that love you. So I'm happy to report after 4 months of working hard, my A1C is at 6.5, but it's really just, thank you for that. But it's really just, I've turned into my own personal health advocate, but talking to everybody that I know. And I was with a group of guys last night talking about health, one of which just beat prostate cancer. We don't talk about health enough in our communities. We sort of just get by. But I want to make sure at the district that we start to lean into more health information for not just students, but also our family as well, from making healthy choices. I know during the Obama administration, they were talking about healthy school lunches. We want to do a little more about, getting kids active, but also making sure that our families are aware of better health choices, better health practices, because again, health is wealth. And I know that health insurance may not be as abundant as it can be. As a district, we have an obligation to educate our communities about things that could damage their health, but also ways in which to build great habits. So again, just sharing my story in case it helps somebody else. Again, I was a person that thought I was doing okay, but when screening happens, you find out things are not going the way that they should. So again, just admonishing everybody to take care of themselves as we start a new school year. At the beginning of it, it seems fun and games, but we get towards the end of the year and the stress starts to kick in. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, looking after each other, and doing your best to stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hardy. For my report, I would like to say welcome back to our families, our students and teachers and support staff. Praying for and hoping for another great academic year. I'm here at the Lynwood Unified School District, and to emphasize on what my colleague was talking about, taking care of our health. Like you said, we don't speak a lot about our health in our community. A lot of times we take things, especially, well, I'd say more like where I'm from, we tend to make jokes about our health. There's, things about we eat. I don't know if anyone here has ever heard of tacos de muerte lenta, It's, buche, tripa, and all that stuff. And, it tastes very good, but when you think about it, it's not very good for our health. But another thing also is like our mental health, that we need to be able to take care of ourselves. I thought about this past August when I went back to work on August 13th. This whole past couple of months in the spring, I've been going through a lot of difficult situation. And I spent my whole summer break, majority of my summer break in Mexico, right? Just relaxing, being with family, with friends. And I come back, some things improved over the summer. And I was kind of caught in shock when everybody was telling me that I looked younger, that I looked renovated, that I looked fresh. And I'm like, well, I guess I really needed a summer break, right? But it's not just the job, but the things, personal issues that kind of take a toll on us. So it's always good to take a step back and take a break and take care of ourselves, right? Before, I always said, like, what is it, the spas, the facials, right? There's like hyperdebridation or diamond hyperdation, something like that. And I was like, man, I would never do that, like, because, machismo, sort of like internal machismo that one takes in, like, oh, if I do that, my cousins are gonna make fun of me, right? But I actually did, I started doing the stuff, and actually pretty good. It feels very relaxing, right? So take care of your mental health, your physical health. Treat yourself well. Another thing is also, I want to recognize the incident that happened yesterday, the school shooting that happened at a Annunciation Catholic school in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And, I was at work when I got news notification on my phone that there was a shooting again at a school here in our country, this time being a Catholic school. But something that I heard on the report was, and it was actually a statement that a student said about that caught my attention. He was talking about how when the shooting happened, their teachers told them to throw themselves under the pews because they were not inside their classroom. They were in the church for the mass. And he said, we never trained for this. And it caught my attention because we had a drill today for fire. We had a drill last Thursday for earthquake. And I'm like, when we do earthquake evacuation, fire evacuation drills, active shooter drills, we normally do them when we're in the classroom. But we're not always in the classroom. Kids are in our auditorium for an assembly. They're out for lunch. And it got me really thinking, you never know what time of the day some maniac might, from outside of the school, from inside, could initiate active shooting, and we don't know what time and place. So it got me thinking about maybe we should reassess how we do trainings for these sort of events, not just for active shooting, but also for earthquake, for fires, for hazardous materials, because the students could be anywhere, anytime during the day. They will not always be in their classrooms, right? We have drop-off, class hours, lunch, recess, pickup. It can happen anytime. And that's on a positive note. I hope everyone enjoys their Labor Day weekend. Be safe. If you're going to travel safe. And like I said before, take care of yourselves. Moving on to number 10, resolution, proclamation, and appointments. We have none. Moving on to 11, public comments and communication. Do we have public comment?
Board President, we have 6 public comment.
Okay, when I call your name, Please approach the podium. Remember that per Board Policy 9323, 3 minutes will be allotted to each speaker to address other items. If translation services are required, please state that. In addition, 1 minute will be allotted. Please speak for the 3 minutes and leave the remaining minute for the translator to translate. First, we have Mirna Vergara. And she's followed by Jorge Bravo.
Okay, good afternoon, Board President Julian de Real Calleros, Board members, Superintendent Dr. Patrick Gittes Rimbongo, Cabinet, teachers, parents, students, and the community of Lynwood. My name is Mirna Vergara, President of the Lynwood Teachers Association, and I am a proud teacher for Lynwood and have been with the district for 20 years. I have seen our district change and transform throughout the years, and I am very excited to work along with all partners to ensure that our students and the community of Lynwood always remain the center and focus for everything that we do. We have come to the end of August, and I have already witnessed many positive changes in our district. I appreciate our superintendent having a 100-day plan that takes all of the constituents into account. I can't wait to see what's to come. The changes with assessments are welcomed. It was long overdue, and I'm excited to see more engagement in the classrooms. I'm excited that our students in elementary schools will be getting intervention teachers that will work with them directly to provide the supports that they need. I am impressed and relieved to see the quick actions our district safety plan have taken to keep our schools safe, including keeping ICE out of our campuses. We appreciate the quick communication to our families and community, which provides the reassurance our families need to continue to bring our students to school. It is all our responsibility at this time to make sure we provide a safe learning environment where students can thrive, feel a sense of belonging, and be proud to be part of a Lynwood school. I am optimistic that we will continue to collaborate to ensure we do what is best for our students and the community of Lynwood. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Jorge Bravo, followed by Martina Rodriguez.
Good afternoon, Board President, Board members, Superintendent Dr. Gittes Rimbongo, Cabinet, students, families, and fellow educators. My name is Jorge Bravo. I am a proud teacher at Lindbergh Elementary School and chair of the bargaining team for LTA. I'm here to speak about the ongoing negotiations and our most recent salary proposal. First, I'd like to thank the district team for their willingness to engage in all conversations, for their dedication and efforts, and for continuing to bargain in good faith. While we celebrate the tentative agreements we have reached, I am also hopeful that we will continue to move in the right direction. Negotiations started nearly a year ago. Throughout this time, LTA has made proposals that are reasonable, flexible, creative, and thoughtful. I know the assumption may be that I'm biased, but our team has truly gone above and beyond to make things work. We understand the financial circumstances the district is in, which is why we have presented a variety of proposals, including our most recent 4-year proposal. This proposal not only intends to make salaries more competitive and keep up with the ever-increasing cost of living, but it also gives the district plenty of time to formulate budgets that make students and educators the priority. Although we know this proposal doesn't get us where we need to be, we believe it is a reasonable step forward. I'd like to reiterate that our salary proposal doesn't aim to take new funds from the district budget. It simply asks the district to rearrange its priorities and allocate the funds we do have to retain excellent teachers, to reward our committed veteran teachers, and to truly show that our members are valued. During this session and over the years, the district has repeatedly said that it shares the desire to provide competitive salaries and benefits to our members. Now is your opportunity to show that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bravo. Up next, we have Martina Rodriguez, followed by Joaquin Mecinas.
Good afternoon. I'm here to speak about regarding the item 13, point B, point 3. And this is the second or third time that you guys have brought this to the board agenda. And I'm still thinking about what is in your mind to bring this item again. We already had addressed this board regarding giving out money, especially money that belongs to our kids. When you decide to run for an election, it's with no intention to get rich or to get money for your political campaigns. And when I see all these that is falling apart, I mean, it's falling one behind that. You guys are doing this to kind of already path your path so you can get donations for your election. There's no other way. What other way? I would like to know if you, Mr. President, will you be able to give that money out of your pocket, your personal budget? And you have to treat this money from our district more than your personal budget. And one of the things that I have been in the board, and I know what's protecting the interest of our kids. They come first, not our friends, not our political friends. They come first. When I see you investing time in our community, giving out your time, volunteering in places, giving out scholarship, they say big things about any of you. But when I see that you guys just want to benefit, that you guys sit in the seat just to benefit yourselves, and I'm talking if the shoe fits, then wear it. If it doesn't, then you're out of this conversation. One of the things I've seen a lot of you, they get all this money from investors. They come to our community and abuse this community. Not just once, but many times. I have brought many items to your attention regarding abusing your power by sitting on that board. The person that you're trying to waive this fee, I don't see him giving scholarship in our community. He only gives out money to political people just because they want to pull their strings. And I'm really upset that these people come to our community and abuse our community like that. They live in better community, not like ours. They need a lot of help and support. But look, our mariachi program, you guys didn't bring it back. You know what? If you pass this item, I want to make sure that every person that is making a new building come so you guys can give them the wave too. Because they're allowed to do that, isn't it? So the Me Too, and I make sure that I bring, if they upgrading their apartments or their homes, I'm going to say, if you pass this item, I'm going to say, you know what, you can pass your item too. And they have the right to do that because these people live in our city.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Up next, we have Joaquin Mesinas, followed by Evangelina Cruz.
Good evening, board members, Mr. President, board members, superintendent, staff, and community. My name is Joaquin Mesinas, and I'm first like to congratulate Superintendent on your promotion. I'm looking forward to working with you. Second, I'm here to urge you to vote no on 13B3. I have talked to other districts, and none of them, the ones that I talked to, are doing what you're going to do tonight, or if it gets approved. Because they say, as a school board, you got to just concentrate on what it is: education, maintain the schools, good salaries for staff and teachers. There's no developer impact fees in another districts. But you guys are going to vote tonight. I don't know if it's going to get approved or not, but I'm urging you to vote no. Like I said, you have to concentrate on education first. Maintenance of schools, salaries, to enable for us to do. When you guys do those three things good, maybe we can talk about housing, but not at this time. We still have a lot of things to work on as a district. So please, I'm urging you to vote no on this. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you, Mr. Mesinas. Up next, Evangelina Cruz, followed by Deborah Larios.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to respectfully voice my opposition to resolution number 2526/05. This proposal could reduce developer impact fees by 50% for a company that is not part of our school system. These funds could go to a private developer, not to our students. Our classroom will still face the cost of educating new students, but with fewer resources to do so. For my own experience this year, our classrooms are already crowded, especially in dual. For example, fourth grade has 33 students, fifth grade has almost 30 students, and the combination classes have 25. This is not balanced, and instead of investing in additional teacher or reducing class sizes, we are talking about giving away money that could stay in education. At the same time, this housing project has already received a public subsidy, a low-interest loan of about $17 million, with that much support already provided. I don't see why we need to reduce school fees as well. These fees were created to make sure students can handle the growth that comes with new housing. The truth is, we are not using our money correctly, and the students are the ones who suffer. If you look at the California dashboard, Lynwood is already rated low in key areas. Our priority should be improving students' achievement, reducing class sizes, and supporting our teachers, not giving financial breaks to developers. For this reason, I strongly urge you to vote no on this resolution. Let's put our students first. Thank you.
Thank you, Evangelina. Up next, we have Deborah Larios.
Good afternoon, members of the board, superintendent. All the persons that are here, I just want to say that I am very excited for this New Year's. I know there's a lot of changes coming out, and I am proud to say that we're seeing things change, but I still don't see the things where I wanted to change. I know I'm just only one parent, or probably a little bit more, but I want change in elementaries. And that's why I brought my daughter today to say, you know what, I am fighting for you. We are proud of Lynwood, that's what we are. I see the teachers here fighting for the salary. We don't should be doing that. I see the people fighting for a thing that is not even have to be worried about money. We are broke already, and giving away more money is not fair for our kids. So I just want to say that I'm excited for the new challenges. I am excited for the superintendent because I know he's big in technology. So I am hoping that our school is going to be on the top, not in the bottom. Not continue with those graphics that they're not showing that we can do changes in the district. We had to fight for our kids since elementary. Please, please focus more in elementary because I've been saying it for the 3 or 4 times that I've been here. If you focus on elementary, you don't have trouble on high school, middle school, nowhere. Focus in elementary, please. I leave it to you for you to see. I know you're doing great things. I see you in school. I see you in the family meeting last Tuesday. I know you were there, you gave your speech, and I didn't hear you talking about elementaries. I want to work with you, whoever is here that I need to work. I am here to work and support you, but you need to support elementaries, please, for these kids. Not for me, for these kids and the ones that are behind her and forward. That's what I'm asking you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Larios. That concludes our public communication. Up next, public hearing. We have none. 13 action items. We have item, oh boy. Pues no, corazón, no veo. We have item 13A1, minutes approval. Moved by Ms. Lopez, second by Dr. Hardy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. 13A2, minutes for the, moved by Ms. Lopez, second by Mr. Hardy. Any questions or comments? None. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, this motion carries 4-0. 13, Administration 13B1.
Move the item.
General Counsel, please provide oral report of contract items, terms in accordance with the California Government Code.
Yes, Mr. President, this item involves a contract that is required to be reported under Government Code Section 54953C3. It is an employment contract for the position of Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services. The contractor is Dr. Maribel Martinez. It's a total term of 3 years, effective September 1, 2025. It pays a salary of $210,541 paid in 12 equal monthly installments, reflecting placement on step 1 of the salary schedule for cabinet-level positions. It includes a doctoral stipend of $2,500 per year, involves 245 working days per fiscal year, includes participation in the district's health, dental, and vision group plans and other fringe benefits to the same extent as all other district certificated senior management employees, includes a term life insurance coverage of $250,000, includes 24 days of paid vacation annually, and that sets forth the essential terms of the contract under consideration.
Thank you, Council. Is there a motion to approve this agenda item?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Hardy and second by Mr. Morales. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries 4-0. Congratulations, Dr. Martinez. Item 13B2, request approval for employment of Director of Nutrition and Awareness.
So moved.
Is there a move by Dr. Hardy, moved by Ms. Lopez, second by Ms. Lopez? Any questions or comments? Hearing none, others in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, this motion carries 4-0. Item 13B3, request approval of resolution number 252605 for development impact fee, affordable housing. Is there a motion to approve this agenda item?
Mr. President, before the motion, I'm recusing myself from discussing and voting on this item due to a potential conflict of interest.
Okay, so recognize. Is there a motion to approve this item?
Move the item.
Is there a second? I'll go ahead and second the item. Is there any questions or comments?
Just briefly, I'm going to address some of the concerns. I'm going to do it because I think it's the right thing to do. You know, when our community comes to speak, I think it's important that they understand why we're going to take actions the way we take actions. This is something that I'd like to thank staff because they've been working on this for about 3 years or so. And what we're doing is we're not giving money away from the general fund. We're giving a reduction, and it's limited to housing that's 100% low income. It's not connected to one single developer. I'm requesting that we create a task force for low-income housing. Low-income housing is something that is desperately needed in the city of Lynwood, as right now, if someone buys a house, they have to pay a mortgage of $5,000 to $6,000 a month. It's just not realistic. We're also facing declining enrollment. The amount of attendance that was referenced earlier, that's just based on the math formula to be able to sustain our classes. We could have more teachers. We have the classroom space, but the reality is that we're talking about the potential possibility of closing schools. So we have to do something as a community, and this is an effort to do that. And also there's a 5-year limitation. If we want to do something else as a district, as a community, then that's what we'll do. But again, this has been worked on for 3 to 4 years. I appreciate the hard work, and we consistently make decisions about benefiting the well-being of our students that is, in correlation or in connection to how we feel about the social norms. So that's why we're taking this action. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morales. Is there any other question or comment?
I've been supporting
Ms. Lopez.
developers, especially with housing. I support because really right now is a big need housing. And I expect working with the city council that some newcomers said that they were going to do a lot of housing, and we are expecting that. But when we open the schools, I see the big need because the packages that we as a district gave to the teachers kind of were like a joke for me. To initiate a teacher in a classroom and give a package, what I saw, basically, we need the money. We are in crisis right now. And I'm telling you, the state is cutting, federal government is uncertain, and at this point, I do not recommend this item to be lower the amount. And I support 100%, but definitely my main part as a school board member that I was elected for is to take care of the kids, to take care of whatever the staff needs. And right now I have seen a lot in the classroom that we need, and we need to start cutting a lot in any expenditure that we are doing that is not directed to the classroom. And call for the vote.
Before I do call for the vote, I do want to make a statement. So, yes, I've been being reached out by community members about this item, and one thing I want to emphasize is that just like when got into my career, into teaching, I didn't get into teaching because, our pay or our benefits or vacation time or none of that stuff that people say that teachers have so much luxury of. I got it because of the work I do. I work with kids. And I work in a community that is a community in need, and no matter what happens there, no matter how stressful it can be at times, I will never leave that job, right? Because I love what I do. When I started coaching at Lynwood Park, I didn't get paid. I did it because, one, I love baseball, and two, it doesn't hurt me to teach another child how to play baseball, especially when in this community we have very low number of people who are available to coach our kids in any sport. And another thing is when I got into public office, I didn't do it for the $50 I used to get paid when I was in the Parking and Traffic Commission, nor for the $400+ that I get here a month. I don't get rich from being here. I get paid more at my job as a teacher, right? And I still got a potential to get paid more. I still have more salary points to accumulate, right? But the thing is that I'm not here to get rich, right? And I don't feel any richer since I got in here, right? If anything, I feel more poor. But every vote I make here has not been for my own benefit, has been for the benefit of the community. And when this resolution was first brought up to us, as my colleague mentioned, this has been in the work for years. And yes, it has been brought up to this board before in previous agendas, being pulled or not discussed for various reasons, but I'm just tired of roaming around the bush with this item, right? Because it needs to be discussed, it needs to be talked about, because in this community, we're losing students, we're losing families, and the number one reason why is because of the unavailability of housing in this community. Thankfully, we have new housing down in Atlantic, and there's other spaces in this community where more development can be created, more housing opportunities can be created. But why they're not being done? Because we do have a developer's fees that some might say that's not high, but when you add that on top of what the state charges to develop homes here in the state of California, yes, it could be a burden, right? That's why there's not a lot of development, there's not a lot of housing creation, not just in our city, but throughout the county. So we're trying to make an opportunity for us to be able to keep our families here, but also for our families that are still here, many of them living in multi-generational homes, can be able to find an apartment to rent and still be in our city. Because I know a lot of folks who I went to high school with, and they still live here in the same house with their parents and with their abuela. And then when I asked them, hey, you and your wife, your partner, et cetera, you guys make good money, you know what? And they said, we want to stay here because this is our community. And because we want to keep our kid at Rio Roger Elementary. We want keep our kid at Abbott Elementary. I want my kid to go to Lynwood High and play baseball like I did, right? I'm here as well because, not just because I'm on this board, but because I want to continue living here. This is my home. Lynwood is my home. Any day I can choose, I can resign from this seat and move to Riverside. And trust me, I know my colleagues, they commute from Riverside County over to South Central LA every morning because, and it's cheaper because they pay less rent over there. And no matter how much gas they put on or how much charge they put on their Teslas, for them it's still more convenient, more affordable than living here within LA County. But I love my community. I really do, right? This is my home. And when my partner, when we talk about how our future arrangements, I told him, hey, we're never gonna live out of Lynwood, so you better get used to it, right? So, like I said, I'm gonna stay here. And one thing I wanna add is that a comment was made about there's no development fees in other schools. Districts, yes, they are. Maybe that was misspoken, but the thing is that why other districts are not doing this? Some school districts throughout the state do something similar to what we're doing. We're not the first district in doing this, okay? But when you think about it, some of our neighboring school districts here around LA County and some in Orange County, they have very high developers fees. Why? Maybe you guys should do some research in terms of like redlining, right? Back in the day, redlining, that was a way of coding housing to prevent certain people, certain socioeconomic folks from moving into certain communities, keeping them out, Every time we talk about affordable housing here in the city of Lynwood, we have those NIMBYs that said, people were protesting this new project here in Atlantic, the one that's on Carlin, that, there's gonna be bad people. Well, I don't care how bad it can be. Where I work, I have a lot of my students, they come from the project, they live in the projects, right? And for years, when I was growing up, people would talk ill about families that lived in the projects. And one thing I learned in my career in education is that, yes, the projects have their reputation, but there's a lot of good families in there. So what I want to bring is, one, make it possible for our families here in Lynwood to stay, to folks like myself to be able to stay here. Although I'm not going to benefit from this, According to the state of California, I make a lot of money. But other folks who make around 45K, they can afford an apartment that's only $1,800, right? But I want people to be able to stay here in this community. I want people to come into this community to help us with our crisis because we are losing kids. We are losing kids. And housing is a big factor into that. So with that, yes, I will now call the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Wait, was that a yes or no? Yes?
You're opposed.
You're opposed? Okay. The vote is 2-1. No pass. Motion, item does not pass. All right. Item 14, consent agenda. Oh, wait. We have. All right, so it was moved by Ms. Lopez. The item 14, do I have a second? Seconded by Mr. Morales. Is there any comments or questions? Hearing, so none, so all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries 4-0. 15, report out of closed session. Counselor?
Mr. President, with reference to Section 5 of the published agenda, item 5A1, with 3-1 votes, Ms. Lopez opposed. The board approved settlement of $62,350. Item 5B1 and 5C, the board received information. No final action was taken, and that concludes the readout from closed session.
Thank you, Counselor. Adjournment, is there a motion to adjourn this meeting? Moved by Ms. Lopez. Okay, actually, you're right. With no objection, this meeting is adjourned at 7:11 p.m. until September 11, 2025, regular meeting of the board. We're adjourned.